right, we are entering Delavan, Wisconsin. Population 8,505 as of the 2020 census. It is located 45 miles southwest of Milwaukee. Gas 363 in Delavan. Take a look at some neighborhoods here as we look for the downtown area. Older homes, nice neighborhoods though. Delavan sits in the middle of what was once an inland sea. During the last ice age, the final glaciation, named the Michigan Tongue, covered this region. The Michigan Tongue descended along the area of Lake Michigan. The Delavan lobe of this glacier broke off, pushing southwest into the area of Walworth County. Between 1800 and 1836, the Delavan area was part of the Indiana Territory, followed by the Illinois Territory, finally becoming part of the Wisconsin Territory in 1836. Statehood was granted to Wisconsin in 1848. On July 21st, 1948, Delavan was the site of Wisconsin's Circus Centennial as part of the state celebration of 100 years of statehood. On May 2nd, 1966, Delavan was selected by the U.S. Post Office to issue on a first-day cover basis the 5-cent American Circus commemorative postage stamp. We are coming up to the downtown area. Peak population, 2020, 8,505. Pretty interesting downtown looking area coming up. Of course, we will get out and take a walk, look around. They got a Family Dollar here downtown. I see a mural. Oh, help revive the theater. Delavan Theaters. There's the public library. That almost looks like a Carnegie Library. That might be a Carnegie Library. Yeah, I've never been here. Never been to downtown Delavan. Don't know what to expect. There's lots of cars. It's busy. Somebody's laying on the horn for some reason. I don't know why. But they are. And there's the Delavan Water Tower right next to downtown. Oh, and look what we have next to the Delavan Water Tower. Oh, we will be parking. We will be parking. Let's do some demographics real quick in the car. While it's nice and quiet, racial makeup of the city was 81.2% white, 1.7% African American, 0.7% Native American, 1.0% Asian, 12.7% from other races, and 2.6% from 2 or more races. Hispanic or Latino people of any race were 29.4% of the population. Median age here, 33. Gender makeup of the city, 49.3% male and 50.7% female. One of the major manufacturing and industrial centers of Walworth County, Delavan is home to over 230 businesses, including such companies as Bork, Indak, Pentair, Andy's Candies, Waukesha Cherry Burl, AJ Leisure Products, and Outboard Marine Corporation. Some of the city events include the Delavan Train Show in March, Cinco de Mayo in May, and Scarecrow Fest in September. Notable people. The interesting thing about this is I'm trying to find notable people that were actually born here in Delavan. For some reason, they have Gary Berghoff, who played Radar on MASH, even though he wasn't born here. He was born in Bristol, Connecticut, but he went to Delavan High School. Gary Berghoff, Radar O'Reilly. We got Ned Hollister. He was born in 1876, passed away in 1924. He was an American biologist, primarily known for studying mammals. He was born here in Delavan. He attended Delavan High School. From 1916 until his death, he was superintendent of the National Zoological Park. In 1921, he served as president of the Biological Society of Washington. In the year of 1912, he worked for the Smithsonian. He passed away pretty young. He was only 47. Frank B. James. He was born in 1912, passed away in 2004. He was a brigadier general in the United States Air Force. He was born here. And that's going to do it for notable people of Delavan, Wisconsin. We are in the downtown area of Delavan. And right in front of us here is the Delavan Water Tower. Way up high. This has to do with Delavan's circus colony. Look at that right there. We got a lion with his mouth open. There are some storyboards here at this neat little park that talk about the circus. Here's the first one. It says here, Delavan Circus Colony. In 1847, two New York brothers, Edmund and Jeremiah Mabee, toured Wisconsin with their United States Olympic Circus. The circus stopped over in Delavan, and the brothers took time off to hunt prairie chicken near Delavan Lake. They liked the area so well that they purchased 400 acres of land and established winter quarters for the circus here. Because the circus was the largest and most profitable in existence, circus performers and other show personnel flocked to Delavan. 26 circuses winter quartered here between 1847 and 1894, including Harry Buckley's National Circus and Roman Hippodrome, W.C. Coop, Dan Castillo's Egyptian Caravan, Holland and McMahon World Circus. The colorful days of the circus era in Delavan ended with the E.G. Holland and Company Railroad shows. In 1871, the idea for forming the P.T. Barnum Circus was developed in Delavan by W.C. Coop, who also was first to put a large circus on rails and introduce the second and third ring to the performance. Delavan reached its peak as a circus town during the 1870s. About 70 members of the circus colony are buried in Spring Grove and St. Andrews cemeteries. Here's another storyboard. It says the 19th century circus capital of the nation. The Mabee Brothers U.S. Olympic Circus, then the largest in America, arrived here in 1847 to become the first circus to quarter in the Wisconsin Territory. Between 1847 and 1894, Delavan was home to 26 different circus companies, making Delavan the 19th century circus capital of the nation. The big elephant reproduced in this monument is a reproduction of the Mabee Brothers U.S. Olympic Circus famous killer elephant Romeo. In the 1850s, one of their agents acquired a very large pachyderm that they named Romeo. He stood 10.5 feet tall and weighed 10,500 pounds and caused quite a ruckus in the towns the circus visited when he would escape, destroying barns, fences, orchards, buildings. And in Chicago, a theater. Romeo is also blamed for the deaths of at least 5 handlers. After the end of the Mabee Brothers Circus, he was purchased by Adam Forepaugh for his circuses, where Romeo would spend the rest of his days. He was born in about 1848 in Ceylon and died in Chicago in 1872. Now, I don't know if this is the actual Romeo right here, but here's a picture of a pachyderm. That could be Romeo, and that could be one of the handlers that he killed. Look at how tall he is. Ay, caramba. There's a happy clown about to get trampled by an elephant. named Romeo. Now let's go back a little farther. Look at that. That's cool. Historic Circus District. Another storyboard here. This area was a hub of circus activity during the 1847 to 1895 period when 26 circuses spent their winters in Delavan. Built in 1848, the three-story building north of this park at 117 Park Place was the Park Hotel. The Park Hotel housed many circus performers and others with connections to the circus. In 1874, balloonist Rodney A. Palmer, while making an ascension from the park, struck the cornice of the hotel and sustained injuries that later caused his death. In the 1880s, famed magician and illusionist Harry Houdini, as a 12-year-old runaway, slept in the hotel's basement livery stable. To the south, the three-story building at 124 East Walworth was quarters for the 1879 Dr. George Morrison Coliseum Circus, which featured Al and John Ringling as performers. The circus wagon and blacksmith shops were once adjacent to the park. A watering trough at the east end of the park was utilized by various animals. This park was the assembly area for many circus parades held in the past. The giraffe on this monument is a tribute to the many circuses that once quartered in Delavan. There you got the Ringling Brothers Barnum Circus poster. And more elephants. Look at that cool building right there. It has turned out to be a gorgeous day. It's about 60 degrees right now. And here's the giraffe. Delavan, Wisconsin. Brick Street. Okay, so we got Delavan's historic Brick Street. Let's talk about that. Dusty and rutted in dry spells, muddy and miserable in wet, Delavan's Main Street, Walworth Avenue, remained unpaved from the 1830s until the second decade of the 20th century. In 1911, Delavan City Council voted to pave the three-block central business district of Walworth Avenue and chose brick as the preferred paving material. The city contracted with the Birdsall Griffith Company of Racine to install the street at a cost of $19,198.18. A workforce of 30 laborers graded the street, poured the concrete base, and installed a 2-inch layer of sand. A crew of skilled Italian immigrant workers then laid the bricks in a running bond pattern along the street and in a herringbone pattern at the intersections. Paved, vitrified brick, a durable waterproof material resistant to wear, the street was completed in 1913 and hailed as a great transportation improvement. Delavan's Brick Street has been in continuous use since its installation and remains one of the last and best examples of brick paved roadway in the state of Wisconsin. The street was listed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1995. Let's go take a look at the brick road. All right, there it is. One more look at Romeo, the killer, the killer elephant. Let's move on. Check out some more of downtown Delavan. Please do not throw your cigarette butts on the ground. Parkside Pub. Cold drinks and cool people. There's where we just were. The park and the water tower. What do we got going on downtown Delavan, huh? They're pretty rocking for a Sunday. Got Lakeside Convenience Store. Conveniently located downtown. Baymont Inn and Suites. We are open. Arcadia Bar and Grill. Liquors. Got their downtown liquor store. Brick Street Protein Deluxe, they're open. Oh, neat little bakery, they're open. Romeo, they're doing one in West Bend. Mexican food store. Got here something Acapulco. You got Jade and Jamie's Cafe. Across the street, you got the Treasury. That must have been a bank building, I'm assuming. There's people in there. There's some really cool chandeliers in there. It says Delavan Historic Site. In 1909, this brick building was erected for the E. Latimer and Company Bank of Delavan, whose previous location was across 3rd Street. In 1911, it became the Wisconsin State Bank. In 1985, the bank was sold to First Bank Southeast. So this is the old bank building. And now it's called the Treasury, and there's some really, really cool chandeliers inside, but there's people in there, and I don't want to stick my camera in the door and be like all, hey, I want to see the chandeliers. I know you guys probably would like to see the chandeliers, but I think that'd be rude. And this is like a, oh wow, look at that. Is that a Betamax? Oh no, it's a DVD. Huh. They got all sorts of stuff in there. It's a secondhand store. Remember When's Perfect Cup Espresso. Beauty. What's that say there? Jewelry. Got Old Wisco, Lauren's Antique Art Center, Elizabeth's for breakfast, lunch, dinner. A lot of Mexican. You got Hemptations, CBD and records. You can get high and spin some discs, spin some vinyl. Blessed Cuts, or Blessed Cuts. Another bakery. It says Homestyle Bakery there. Smiley's Tavern. There it is. Birthplace of the P.T. Barnum Circus. October 8th, 1870, Delavan, Wisconsin. Lots of interesting buildings here. Very cool old buildings, old downtown. There's the Baymont Inn Hotel. World Finance, Beauty Salon, Coletta Western Wear, and Pet Pals. I'm surprised at all the stuff that's open today for a Sunday. Hi, Romeo, don't kill me. All right, back in the car. Check out some more of Delavan. And here we are driving on the Brick Street in downtown Delavan. Very neat downtown area. Good job, Delavan. Again, I'm surprised there's so many businesses open for a Sunday. Yeah, that almost looks like a Carnegie Library. Oh, look at that place right there. Holy cow. Look at that. My goodness gracious. Wow. Wow. I came in this way. How in the world did I not? I must have been focused, lasered in on downtown and completely missed that building. Here's a little bit more of, I guess, kind of what you could call a downtown-ish area section. Man, some of these houses, we're gonna have to drive past and check out some more of these houses. Southwest side of town, that used to be that must have been a Super America. It says Super America on the sign there. Super America, we never stop. But now it's Speedway. Ace Hardware. This is probably where all the yeah, all the car dealerships, all the restaurants are. Yeah, this is where we are. McDonald's, no thank you. Of course there's going to be a McDonald's. There's McDonald's. Wendy's, possibility. Let's see. Dunkin' drive-through, no. Noodles and Company. Not my thing right now. Noodles and Company. Taco Bell. Yep. What better way to clean out my colon than to go to Taco Bell? Okay, we will. I heard sirens while I was eating my lunch and came across this. Oh my goodness. Pretty bad accident here in Delavan. I hope everybody's okay. The van's on its side and it looks like a, is that a Tiguan? Took a shot to the passenger side, so I hope everybody's okay. Look at how gorgeous these houses are here in Delavan. You talk about some really, really cool houses. This is just outside of downtown in Delavan. Oh, this one on the corner here. Here, let me show you these two first real quick. Look at those two. Beautiful. This one on the corner here. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. Everywhere you look, just a beautiful house. Oh, except that one. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Lots of painted ladies, older. Look at this one right here. Look at that. My gosh, that is gorgeous, isn't it? Delavan, you got some beautiful houses. There it is, Delavan Theaters. That sign is from like the 1970s. Look at that. Wow. That's a crazy looking house right there. The Great Circus Stamp Controversy. I'm not going to get out and read that. I'm just showing it to you. All right, what else we got here? Some more cool old buildings. The Phoenix Brothers or Old Pond, that they used to have a water park or water, I don't know. I do see a skateboard park back here, and there's kids playing on it. And there's a baseball field. Those are some interesting light towers. Those are some interesting light towers right there for that baseball complex. What do you think, folks? Comment below. I'll tell you what, This parking lot is atrocious. This thing needs some repaving. Delavan Red Devils semi-professional football team from 1915 to 1982. The Delavan Red Devils played their home games in front of large and loyal crowds at Veterans Memorial Park in Delavan, Wisconsin. Team members included former collegiate players and local athletes. A few select players had NFL experiences. The Semi-Professional Football Hall of Fame has inducted a number of former Red Devils, both players and coaches. The team's overall record was 249 wins, 132 losses, and 20 ties. They won national championships in 1976 and 1977, as well as being national runner-up in 1978 and 1980. The Delavan Red Devils semi-professional football team. Look at this. This is a garage for this house here. Interesting. That's an interesting garage right there. We're kind of on a bluff. I think we're overlooking the river in this particular spot. Still in Delavan, still checking it out. And that's an awesome looking church right there. It says 1841. They're everywhere. This whole town is just got amazing house after house after house. Wisconsin Street. Look at this one here. Look at those. Look at that architecture. Victorian, baby. Victorian. There's one more place I want to check out that I think is here. And we'll drive over to that. And I'll get back to you when we do. And here it is right in front of us. Founded in 1852. It's Wisconsin School for the Deaf. Unfortunately, I can't park there. I'd love to read you that storyboard or that historical marker. Well, they're not open right now, so I'm visiting actually, so we'll park right here. Wisconsin's first school for the deaf. In 1839, Ebenezer Chisborough emigrated to Wisconsin from New York and settled in the town of Darien, 2 miles west of Delavan, on the Janesville Road. Due to the lack of a school for his deaf daughter, a teacher of the deaf was hired to come to the home. 2 years later, the school, then numbering 8 pupils, had to be discontinued for lack of funds. A petition for the establishment and maintenance of a school for deaf children was then sent to the state legislature. On April 19, 1852, a bill was passed incorporating a school for the deaf to be located in Walworth County. Soon after, Franklin K. Phoenix, the son of one of the founders of Delavan, donated 12 acres of land to be used as a school site. The grounds are called Phoenix Green in his honor. The school now comprises 35 acres of land and is supported by the state of Wisconsin. On October 20th, 1962, dedication ceremonies were held for the Wisconsin Rehabilitation Center for the Deaf, also located on this site. That was erected in 1969. Kind of an interesting entryway here. Just on the outskirts of Delavan. There's actually a sign welcoming you to the city of Delavan right there. So this is the old school for the deaf grounds. There's a really old building. I don't know if we can get to it. It's towards the back of the property, but I'm going to see if we can get to it. I mean no harm. I'm just here to document your awesome grounds here. Yeah, I don't... Well, actually, I think we can get back here. Stop one way. So this is the school for the deaf grounds, folks, in Delavan, Wisconsin. Oh yeah, there's the old building right there. Woo! We're right along a ledge. That's kind of scary. Well, if this is one way, how do I get out of here? That must be the original school right there. That's the building I was looking for, the one on the right. Okay, pretty interesting. It's almost like a college. Maybe it is a college. I don't know. What I do know is that it was cool looking, the way it was hovering over the city on that hill. And I wanted to see if that was the school for the deaf, and it was. Saw some pretty cool things. We saw the circus stuff. We saw the Romeo, Romeo, the killer elephant, and a very cool downtown area again. Beautiful homes in this area. Man, oh man. Yeah, had a good time. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed filming it for you. Please give it a thumbs up, folks. That's very important to the YouTube algorithms. Comment. I'm always interested to hear your thoughts, how I'm doing. Is it a good episode? Was it a stinker? Please subscribe to the channel if it's your first time. Welcome. I appreciate you being here. Consider subscribing to this channel if you enjoy this content. And hyping is something new. I don't know if it's just between creators or if anybody can do it, but if you liked this video, consider hyping it. I think that helps again with the YouTube algorithm. I don't know. The algorithms on YouTube are very weird, very weird.